Hey there, cool teachers. Welcome to the Cool Teacher Lounge. We're going to talk about video games, which, by the way, if you haven't heard, are the new textbook. That's happening right now. If you believe,
I missed it. I missed it.
It's true. If you follow our friends like Jane McGonigal and Jim G, Peg Sheehy, Lucas Gillespie, Marianne Malmstrom, and tons of others, Ann Collier, I'm thinking of you too, they would insist that video games are the new experiential textbook that allow you to play through ideas.
I love that Jane McGonigal TED Talks video. She's great.
You know, she also writes books.
I read her book too. I read her book, and it's fascinating.
It is. It is
so
fascinating.
true.
In fact, not that long ago, I sent her a tweet just asking her if she would please record the audio for her next book. She said yes. So you have me to thank for that.
There you go. Somebody listens to you, I
Somebody
guess.
listens to me. Evidently, Jane does.
I don't think.
Right. So experts of commercial games would, I heard that, would tell you that they can be wonderfully effective as learning tools if used in the right way. Teachers, the same way. So we want to give you 5 games that you should play to possibly bring into your classroom. So this is an assignment for you, cool teachers. You have to do this.
Right, you have to.
You have to do this.
Chris,
the first
you
game,
have to do it.
Minecraft.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it should not surprise you in the
So many
least.
teachers are using Minecraft in the classroom.
Absolutely. It is by far the most popular and most successful indie game ever created. Mojang created it a number of years ago, and it was a modest price tag in the beginning, like $14 for start, and then it went up to $18. Now it's $27. It's still an unbelievably inexpensive license.
And teachers can get a license for their whole classroom.
Yes.
And there's a Minecraft.edu.
Yes, there is.
Special site for educators with lesson plans, all sorts of things where they can use.
Yes. It's an 8-bit styled sandbox game, which means you can build anything you want. There are some game layers that you can add on, survival mode and things like that. But it's about creativity, crafting and building. The best way to describe it, digital Legos.
Right.
You can even now download other people's builds and do that. So somebody builds the entire Lord of the Rings realm and you want your students to be able to explore that literary landscape.
I didn't know you could do that.
You can download that. It's pretty dang cool.
That sounds like fun, and students really get involved in that.
Schools can now host, and from our friend Lucas Gillespie, we learned how to do this, can host their own servers on a really kind of weak box, and students can actually join those digital spaces and work on school projects and activities and things like that. We at our university have 4 servers.
I didn't know that. When I read the script, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I get to manage the 4 servers that we have here for the classes we do, and that is not real work.
Okay.
Please don't tell anybody
you get paid a lot of money for that,
yeah,
too.
that I get to work on our Minecraft servers,
sure.
right? And it supports modding and things like that. And as you mentioned, Minecraft EDU is the service that allows you to buy a classroom license, which has a whole bunch of extra cool teacher tools as well.
I think you could just let your students loose on it, and they can show you how to do it if
There's
worse comes
so much.
to worse.
Now, I don't want to put in a shameless plug too early, but I did write an ebook that is available for everybody to pick up called Play This, Learn That, and it talks specifically about a number of the games that we're talking about here.
What about this next one?
Kerbal Space Program.
That sounds like fun. I'm not familiar with that.
It's real physics and minion-like little creatures that you're trying to launch into space and to keep alive. You build rockets, you build space planes, you deal with real science, and you kind of orchestrate your own space program.
That sounds like so much fun.
Unbelievably cool. So it uses Newtonian dynamics physics to regulate all of the non-celestial bodies. Here's why it's so cool, is that you're learning real science while playing a game, but it doesn't feel like a learning game. You're learning while playing, but you're not playing a learning game.
Well, I know.
See how I did that?
I know.
See how I did that?
Yes.
Right? It is science, right? It is actual science. And given that Kerbal Space Program's accurate model and rocket construction kind of thing is working, it's easy, unbelievably easy to integrate math and physics, engineering, calculus, geometry, and all of these things into real-world problems.
And these are all based on the computer. This is, you run these on your computer. You don't need any gaming system.
No, you don't. And Minecraft is available on consoles as well, but these can be on both
I know I have
PC
it on my Xbox. Right.
And Kerbal does have an EDU version, which allows you multiple classroom licenses and access to a portal of curriculum. Minecraft EDU, the same portal of curriculum.
Pretty neat stuff. What about Civilization 5? I have that, and I did try playing that, and I just kind of gave up.
It's a wonderful game. Sid Meier's, who created Spore and SimCity and a ton of other amazing games, came up with Civilization. This is the 5th version of it. It is civilization building. We read this on Edmodo, and I'll share it with you here. In an American history class, students can start with reading, note-taking, and discussion, say, around the American colonial struggles against England. But then they can actually play the game in that time as the Iroquois, as the French, as the Americans, as the English, and create real experience based on that stuff. It is a wonderful game, and there's a lot of great resources.
It puts them in scenarios that maybe didn't happen, but would allow them to think more deeply, critically about the problems. What maybe would happen. And the challenges and the dilemmas and all those kinds of things.
Totally correct.
That sounds like fun.
Besiege. This is a fun physics engine game. And basically you're trying to build objects that will overcome little obstacles. Maybe it's a moat, maybe it's destroying a castle or something like that. And the physics engine on it is really cool. But here's what I like about it. A very clever teacher friend of mine had students who are struggling with things in their classroom. They pulled them aside, they let them play Besiege for about 20 minutes, and then they talked to them about the ways that they approach the problems that they couldn't solve the first time.
So get this, it helps them understand how they think, metacognition. It helps them understand how they solve problems.
It's a great tool for that.
That's just a perfect thing for so many students don't even understand how they learn.
Yeah, and the game can be used to teach science as well, but I love this particular setting of it. The last one I have, and I saved it for last because it's going to creep you out, Barbara, and I apologize. The game is called Plague Incorporated Evolved. You play the game as a bacteria, as a genetic mutation, as a virus, and try to destroy the world.
Wow. Actually, that sounds like fun. That'd be fun for someone who wants to be a doctor or whatever, or get into the
science class,
field.
Genetics, and
health.
Oh my gosh, there's so much good stuff in here. It's a wonderful game. You learn about genetics and pathogens and biology.
So some of these games cost some money, obviously.
Yeah, but $20 bucks
not a lot of money.
Is the top
You don't
end.
have to buy a gaming console for them.
No, most of them are available on Steam, and you can download them through the Steam engine, and usually find pretty good discounts on them. You occasionally see them on Humble Bundle. Some of you might know about that for getting games. You can humblebundle.com. You can join their list.
I like that name, Humble Bundle.
Yeah, and basically you just say what you're willing to pay for games, and you might give $4 to the Humble Bundle thing, and they're raising money for something, and you get like 10 games. It's really,
But if you don't know everything we're talking about, don't worry. Just jump in and try one of the games.
Play something. That's your assignment.
That's your assignment.
Must play games.
Professional development.
In fact, when we hang out after school here, Barbara is going to play a couple of these games, which could be hilarious.
It will be hilarious.
It will be hilarious.
Stick around. Is that the bell?
That's the bell. It's time to go. Thanks for hanging out with us. Another session here in the Cool Teacher Lounge. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all the things that we encourage you to do every week so that we know you love us. Give us comments. Tell us what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about. Challenge Barbara on her crazy assumptions. We'll see you next time.
Bye.